So at that point, you were still searching for a place to go.
Yeah. I thought Japan was going to be the place. I thought Japan or Taiwan always has a soft spot in my heart.
That's where you first went.
Or even Philippines too, you know? Yeah. Philippines, of course, because English is easy to communicate. Doing hip hop, the Filipinos got hip hop in the blood.
Well,
you know?
for sure.
Yeah, like out here, the Thais are just listening to shit. They're dancing, but they don't really know what they're dancing to, right? Filipinos are gonna be like, yo, that beat was fire because X, Y, Z. Even the girls, and all the girls can sing and all this stuff. You walk into a 7-Eleven in the Philippines, some girls all singing a hook over in the corner. You're like, let's get her on the track right now.
Well, for sure. No, the Philippines and the U.S. have a very close-knit culture together. You know, basketball, hip-hop, dance, everything. You know?
And especially coming from the Bay Area, all the DJs when I was growing up on all the hip-hop radio stations were all Filipino DJs.
Oh, definitely. Yep. Tons of Filipinos in California. All right. So you were in Petaluma. We talked about her. That's where you were born and raised.
Yeah. And originally from small town Petaluma. Mm-hmm. And then I went to San Francisco. Was in San Francisco for about 5 years, then went to LA for about 15 years.
So what brought the interest into learning, Chinese language and?
Well, I was going to school at the time. You needed to study some type of foreign language, and I was interested in film at that time. And the talk around LA was that China was going to take over the film industry. So I thought that would be a good networking opportunity. Yeah.
Well, they're just taking over the world, right?
Taking over the world. Yeah, they already have taken over a lot of stuff.
So do you speak Mandarin?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool as hell.
Yeah.
That's got to be valuable over here.
Yeah, it's amazing how much I can remember, too. Because this is almost going on 10 years ago at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school in L.A.?
LACC.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you went to Taiwan, and then you decided you came back to Asia, my bad, looking to start YouTube and get into content creation?
Came back to Asia, yeah. I was going to film school in LA. I had discovered Anthony Bourdain and kind of his show and his format. And I was like, if I marry his show with a hip hop element, that would be it. That would be something I would want to watch.
Yeah, no, likewise.
I don't necessarily want to watch somebody eating food and just visiting restaurants and stuff like that, but travel married with like a little music element, that's tight. And then of course with a little bit of party too. Do you remember back in the days, the E! Channel?
Oh, yeah.
There was a show called Wild On.
Oh, yeah.
Wild On inspired me a lot. I always was like, yo, I got to get to Rio. I got to get to these. They had a Ibiza episode, stuff like this. I was like, this is the show to emulate.
That girl's name was that host.
Brooke Burke. Yeah, there was her. And then right after that, there was Insomniac.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the catchphrase from that show? Because we talked about using it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the one with Brooke Burke on E!
I mean, I know.
I think they'd say a few different ones.
Like she would always say something like right before they show.
Yeah. We were gonna implement that on our channel. But I remember E! True Hollywood Story as being an awesome TV show back in the day. I mean, the E! Channel was badass.
Yeah, that was tight. I just remember their little da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That was their little intro thing they used.
We're all kids of the 80s and 90s, right? The three of us.
Yeah, man.
Totally.
Yeah. But that Wild On, I always, whenever I like need inspiration for my channel, I just think like do some Wild On type shit.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. So hip hop was always near and dear to your heart then?
Yeah, man. Of course.
So at what point did you actually start, writing and performing? And is that something you did from a kid or you started?
Yeah, my whole life.
Okay.
My whole life, yeah. My entire life. I think when I saw Snoop say 1, 2, 3 into the 4, Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre's at the door.